rate my current knowledge on accessibility about a 3. To be honest, I never really thought about it.
Probably a 4 out of 10.
Probably around a 5.
Because I really just
don't know what ramps are for when I see them around campus. Average, but that's about it. I don't really notice it too much.
I don't currently know anyone that uses a wheelchair.
I know someone that has to use a wheelchair to get around.
Currently, I do not know anyone that requires the use of a wheelchair.
She's been in it since birth. She was born with something wrong with her spine.
My grandson used to use one to get around the city.
Has excelled in it. She plays basketball in a women's national basketball wheelchair league.
And it's pretty annoying because you can't buy any ramps, but a lot of places you have to go with banks and stuff.
So I think she's done really well, but she's someone that I know who's been in it for her whole life.
When I see someone in a wheelchair, I definitely feel bad.
I don't think I feel bad for someone when I see them in a wheelchair.
Everyday activities is a million times harder, I can only imagine.
Usually when I see someone in a wheelchair, I tend to feel bad for them, although I know that they don't want me to feel bad for them.
But I do, maybe wish that, or hope that they can still experience and enjoy the same things that everyone else can.
So I don't usually express it, but deep down I really do. Feel bad.
I don't think I've ever had to use a wheelchair.
I've been fortunate enough to never have to use a wheelchair.
I've actually never had to rely on a wheelchair to get around.
I have sprained my ankle.
I've never relied on a wheelchair to get around,
So I'm pretty clumsy.
but I have used crutches before. I broke my leg.
And those were difficult enough to get around on.
If I had to rely on the use of a wheelchair,
If I were in an accident,
I know that from using crutches,
I would be
dealing with issues like depression.
scared.
stairs obviously are an issue, which I'm assuming if you're in a wheelchair, stairs wouldn't even be an option.
Getting having difficulty with access to places.
An intimidating thing.
In fact, I think I hurt myself more using them than I did before.
Having limited mobility.
Getting around was very, very difficult.
Run and do things, and being confined to a wheelchair I think would be really hard to get over.
But just general, getting around was a lot more difficult because it's not made for people with crutches or wheelchairs.
I think that's one of the biggest issue I'd probably have.
I don't even know.
The biggest challenge of having to use a wheelchair would definitely be just getting around.
I think the biggest thing for me would be the physical and not the mental.
The amount of effort that I'd have to put in to do anything.
I think it'd be really frustrating to go from being able to have full access if you had it before,
And getting to school,
then to having limited.
Get anywhere or see anybody.
and everything would just be a lot harder than it needs to be, I guess.
I think that would actually be the worst thing ever.
I believe the stigma around people with having to use wheelchairs has gotten better.
The stigma has changed for sure.
I believe the stigma that surrounds people in wheelchairs would probably be that most people think that they all need help.
Again, don't think I know very much on the topic.
It's gotten better, but
And that most of them can't function on their own, when a lot of people that are in wheelchairs, at least the people I've seen, can maneuver them flawlessly and don't require the help of others.
3 things that I do often in Ottawa would be, I guess, go to school.
3 things that I do every day are go to class,
go to school and go to work.
have a shower, and
Go to work. I work at the WheelTalk across from campus.
You can say go to the gym.
Go to the gym, I guess.
Go to the dog park with my puppy.
Go to the gym and I guess go to the mall.
Go to the dog park is something I do every single day. I love going there, and I usually run up and down the hills with her and chase sticks.
I do groceries a lot, and I do laundry.
And if I was in a wheelchair, those 3 things would obviously be impacted greatly.
Mainly because getting up in the morning and just having a shower, I'd have a lot more difficulty with that.
I usually try to go to Bruce Pits too, which is one with trails.
I guess I couldn't really have a shower.
I probably couldn't go to work if I was in a wheelchair, because I think there's a ramp at my work to get up into it, so I wouldn't be able to get into the building.
If I could, I'd have to use some sort of device to do it.
Grocery shopping would be really hard for me to go to the beach and top shelves to get anything.
and getting to school would be hard because my building isn't exactly wheelchair accessible.
I currently walk to school. It takes me about 5 minutes.
I go to Carleton, so it takes me probably about 30 to
Right now, I walk to school, and I am a pretty fast walker, so it usually takes me like 4 minutes.
I have to walk down to Laurier bus stop.
If I walk to school, it takes me about 7 to 8 minutes.
And then get on a bus, go to Herdman.
And if I take the bus, it usually takes me about 5 minutes.
And then catch the 4. That usually takes a while.
If I was in a wheelchair, I think it would take me,
If I were in a wheelchair, some of the complications I would run in getting to school are, just leaving my building.
I don't think I would make it to school if I was in a wheelchair.
It would probably take about double the amount of time it would take to walk from zero down Laurier.
4 times as long. I can't even predict.
The part where I live in is full of construction right now, and the sidewalks are always uneven and being paved over and having stuff done with them. So that would be difficult.
Getting out of my building would just about be impossible unless I wheelied down the stairs.
Because in the winter, for instance, the snow plows take forever. I can't even walk there in boots, never mind, like, I can't even imagine. And the buses are always all full, so I'm sure there's no room as often as there should be.
Then I have to wait for a bus that could accommodate me getting on in a wheelchair.
I don't even know how I would go about getting there.